So people have been hitting up my Twitter, my Instagram, the Tablo podcast Instagram, ever since like episode 1, because they wanted me to talk about music a bit, right? Because it's a music commentary podcast. Did you know that? Did you guys know that? Diane, did you know that? It's in the music commentary section.
Okay, that wasn't our intention.
I
That's
know.
just where it ended up for some
We
reason.
just had to shove it somewhere. And that was like they were like, Tablo, he does music, so music commentary. But anyways, a lot of people were like, can you talk about your music a bit? And a question, like a recurring question that I keep getting is, I recently became a fan of Epik High. Where do I start? You guys have a huge catalog. There's too many albums.
Yeah.
Like too many songs. I searched you guys on YouTube and Spotify, and there's just so much shit. Like, where am I supposed to begin?
How about this? How about for people who, for some reason, which could very be possible, don't even know you for your music, but actually potentially know you from this podcast at this point?
There was one comment just like that.
Really?
They were like, so, dude, I had no idea who this guy like even is, but someone recommended that I listen to his podcast, and now I'm like enthralled. And now I want to check out his music, but where the do I begin?
Well, before even that, let's do this. Can you logline Epik High?
Okay, so Epik High is a group of 3 people, 3 unique individuals. One person is moi. I am Tablo. I produce the beats. So I'm the songwriter. I make the melodies. I write the lyrics. I rap. I have a daughter named Haru. My wife is an actor, and she's Kanghaejong. And am I supposed to
I don't
say
know
all
how
of this?
they're a part of Epik High.
I grew
You're
up.
making it sound like, because you said 3 people, so you're making it sound like the other members of Epik High is Haru and Kang Hye-jung.
I grew up never imagining that I would end up doing music. It was a passion somewhere in the back of my heart somewhere. And after college, anyways, there are other members in the group. One member is named Mithra. He has a beard that he often shaves off for some reason. And I hate that he does that, because it's like, I can't recognize him. It's become such a trademark. So anyways, Mithra raps. He writes his raps like, yeah.
I hope so.
Do you notice how I like? Do you notice how I like introduce myself like extravagantly, like unnecessarily, like
superfluous,
in full
like details. Yeah.
So Mithra is a very good rapper. He's got this deep voice. He's also very like sometimes cute looking. DJ Two Cuts is a beat maker. He's a DJ, obviously, because there's a DJ in his name. And he's a very good. One of his best works, I think, is Born Hater. Which was a beat that he made and then put into. Did I ever tell you this? Okay, so one day I went to his workstation and I was like, yo, we need a couple more songs. I don't want to produce any more beats, so let me check out some of the beats that you have. And he's playing me all these different beats, and I'm like, yeah, next one.
He's wondering why you even asked.
And then he's like, okay, hold on. And then he plays me one, which ended up being Born Hater. And I heard the beat and I'm like, dude, what the hell? Why have you not played this for me before? Because this is exactly the beat we need. Dude, I'm like going to come up with my verse right now. And he's like, I didn't play it for you before? Huh? Is that really? And I'm like, huh? What do you mean? And he's like, dude, look, you see how it's in the trash bin? And I'm like, why is it in the trash bin? This great beat. And he's like, because you told me to erase it. And I'm like, when? He's like, a couple months ago I played it for you and you're like, this is whack, trash it, and now you love it. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, was I drunk? Like, was I tired? Well, anyways, so DJ Two Cuts is a really good beat maker. He produces a lot of the big songs with me. So the three of us met back in like 2002, 2001, 2002, before I graduated from college, and ended up doing music together, and we've been together for like, I think this is the 17th or 18th year we've been together as a group, which is crazy, right? That's longer than some marriages.
Your band is an adult, a legal adult.
Yeah. It's just way too long.
These two men are your longest relationship.
Anyways, so there are two albums of mine that are rare, that are hard to get. One is called Lost Map 1, which was a CD that we gave out for free at a concert a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it has like demos and certain rare songs. And there's another CD called Eternal Morning. It was like a project album that I put out, and it's instrumental, like hip hop, just no raps, just instrumental music, and it was very popular. But we sold, I think, 10,000 copies of it. I was looking through my, I was trying to organize the CDs I have of mine, because eventually, I want my whole discography, of course, so that I can like maybe give it to my daughter or something at some point, right? So I'm organizing it. I figure out I'm missing these two CDs that I made.
You never thought to keep one?
Yeah, so I'm contacting old labels. I'm contacting like, old friends. I'm like, do you guys have this unopened? And no one has it. But anyways, I had to find somebody that was selling it at a higher price, of course. And I had to buy it. I had to buy the CDs that I made back from this person. And I knew that this person would be shocked if I showed up.
You're basically giving them a refund.
I had someone go and just, be my avatar.
Yeah.
But that all changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
Right? Because I didn't want that person feeling bad.
My brother and I got my mom a watch for Mother's Day.
And she sold it.
No. She tried to give it to me as a birthday gift.
Not remembering that you... That's awesome.
And I looked at my mom and I was like, Mom, we got this for you. She goes, yeah. And then I thought, like, it's your turn to wear it. I was like, Mother.
That's the feeling you get, though.
Yeah.
Like,
what was the point?
Like, if I ever see someone selling my albums, there's that strange feeling. It's like, what is making them let go of this, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that I had to buy it back, but now my collection is complete. I had manic depression before I started, so obviously I'm going to deal with it even after I started music, right? I've only seen a professional once in my life. And by professionals, I mean like medical, like actual healthcare, like professionals. So I've probably mentioned it before, but I had to have a bunch of sessions with a psychiatrist and a psychologist at the same time at Stanford Medical Center. So these were real doctors, and I had like tests done, and they had to talk to me, and they were like naming the symptoms of, like, they're like, have you in the recent few days, have you done this? Have you done this? And I said yes to them. And it was basically like for like manic depression, right?
Yeah.
And literally I had somehow done all of those things. And anyways, that was the only time that where I was like literally like sitting with legit professionals. But other times I had these situations where like I would, my parents would have me talking to someone, a professional, to help me because I was, like they didn't understand what was going on with my emotions.
Mm.
And it would be like a pastor at some church.
Yeah.
And he's giving me all the wrong advice,
Yeah.
At points calling me a sinner, which is seriously like the worst thing you can possibly do to some kid who's trying to figure things out.
Like putting their problems onto them.
Yeah, and also like just labeling emotions with good and bad or
Yeah.
good and evil. This doesn't work. That's not how you do that, right? And I'm like, this guy's not a professional. And or I would be in a situation where someone would pretend to be a professional because they're like, they're like an adult or something.
Yeah.
And they were a PE teacher.
Physical health.
Yeah. And they're not certified to be dealing with the mind, but they try. And I mean, I kudos for trying, but you're not gonna get the best advice.
Yeah.
Right. And another thing is, after I became like a known person here, I had manic depression before I started, so obviously I'm gonna deal with it even after I started music, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were moments where I really needed help, like professional help. And the thing is, my label would advise me, well, they had to advise me because they were worried for me. But what they would tell me is, if I go see someone, even though it's going to have to be kept confidential, and even though that's the way it should be, it's unfortunately not going to be a guarantee.
Yeah.
Because people will see you walking in and out. Someone working there will see you, even if the doctor's not the one. And at the time when I was talking about this with the label, that was like a long time ago. So, like having that, public knowledge would not be very good.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like a stigma, and that prevented me from going to someone,
Yeah.
And I had to work it out on my own.
And that it would like hurt you to even seek help.
Yeah. Amazingly enough, I did work it out on my own.
Bless.
But that's a blessing.
Yeah.
I was just lucky. I'm still not even sure if I did, really.
Yeah.
Luckily, my sister like studied clinical psychology before she studied law. So like she's able to kind of talk to me on both sometimes. But she's not around anymore. She's like in Virginia.
Oh.
Which is very far away from Seoul.
Yes.
But yeah, like a lot of times I felt like, I couldn't get help for all the wrong reasons. And that totally sucks. And to this day, a lot of, I told you a lot of people call me to maybe like get a number for like a professional. Yeah, and it was a very expensive, like, luxury phone.
Had a keyboard, right?
Yeah, and this phone came out when, like, a year after Epik High finally made it. Like, we had a song called Fly, and that album did extremely well. And we were now on, like, a national radar. And so we had some money. And Tukuts and I went to buy this Prada phone. And we thought it was like, we thought we had made it. Like, we thought life was,
Is it actually a Prada phone?
It says Prada on it.
But is it Prada?
What do you mean?
Like the actual brand?
What, did you think it would be like a fake Prada?
So you're telling me Prada tried to get in the cell phone game?
So Prada so LG was making the phone.
Okay.
And it was a collab with Prada.
Got it.
So they designed it together.
Like a Supreme type Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, and it was a at the time, it was like holding a piece of gold. That's what it felt like, right? So Tukas and I went to buy this phone, and we bought the phone, and we were at the time, like when you buy a phone, it's not just a SIM chip change like it is now, right? So it's not a simple matter. So you have to sit down in front of someone that helps you, and that person, like, you know, you have to fill out some papers to own the phone. So I'm doing that, and sitting next to me, some girl is she bought a new phone, and she was putting the screen protector, the sticker, on the thing, and she was like, I could only see her hands and the phone, right? I didn't like look over, but she was like applying the screen protector onto the phone like so carefully, okay, that it was like, I was like, whoa, like that's a lot of care to take to put on that screen protector.
Right.
Right. So I'm like, so I said to her, actually, I didn't even know who she was. I was like, I don't think you really need to put that on. Right.
Yeah.
And Two Cuts standing behind me is like, dude, like if,
Dude, why would you say that to somebody?
I don't know. Because she was taking so much care with it that it seemed arduous. Like it seemed like she was having a very difficult time putting it on.
Right.
But the thing is, what I said was sort of just like that. But Two Cuts, being the guy he is, okay? And just think about it. He just blew up, okay?
Yeah.
Epik High just blew up. So this guy, I'm so ashamed of this moment. But Two Cuts says to this girl that we've never, you know, we haven't even seen her yet, you know? Two Cuts is like, yo, like if it gets scratched, just buy a new one. Oh my God.
Oh,
right?
man.
You know the way Two Cuts, and I remember what he was wearing too. He had sunglasses on, and it was like the Louis Vuitton, like,
nice.
you know, so flashy for no reason. Okay,
Well, he just made it.
I didn't even know why I hung out with him at the time. But anyways, Two Cuts says this, and this girl, I can see her hands stop. Okay? Stops. And then she just like takes it off and then just walks out. Okay? That girl is my wife right now. Can you believe this?
That's amazing.
She walks out, and the employee that was helping her is like, that was actress Kang Hae-jung. And I'm like, what? Oh my God, we made total fools out of ourselves. I'm like a huge fan of her. Oh my God, really? And they're like, and then I look back at Tukas and I'm like, why'd you say that? Dude, that was so lame. And Tukas is like, oh man, right? And so this was like years and years before we actually like became a thing, right? And when I first met her, like for real, like I was like, what if she remembers this thing?
She definitely remembers.
And I was like riddled with guilt and shame, right? That I had to mention it first. So I was like, do you remember like a long time ago, like you were like, it was at a phone store? And she's like, yeah, I remember. And I'm like, that's such a coincidence that like, you know, we met like this again, you know, like maybe it was like meant to be maybe, right? And she's like, that's not what I was thinking, right? And she's like, and her sister dropped by, and her sister was apparently there too, right? And her sister was like, yo, I remember that too. And Two Cuts, oh my God, what a she said that like, what a douchebag. That's what they were thinking for years.
Well, I mean, how could you not?
Yeah. And so yeah, the Prada phone, but me buying the Prada phone, you know, it was interesting. It's an interesting.
I didn't think you were going to bring that full circle. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it could have never happened just because of a phone.
I feel like it's so fitting that he almost ruined your marriage.
Yeah.
Before it could
Yeah, before it could happen. Well, I should have never said that too, though.
Yeah.
You know, but she was like she was sitting like right next to me, and it looked like she was struggling with the screen protector. And I'm not a fan of screen protectors. I believe that phones should be made so that you don't need screen protectors. And if you need screen protectors, they should put it in the damn box.
Sounds like a pretty.
This phone that I bought traveled to many different places to get to me. Took it out of the box, put it in my pocket. That's all I did. Took it out, it's all scratched up.
Dude, it went from like.
This guy didn't last 24. Oh my God, Two Cuts is calling me. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, he is.
Hold on. 정식아, 이거 지금 내 팟캐스트 녹음 중이야. Two Cuts, say hi.
Hi everyone. This is Tuka.
Yo, if I didn't stop him right now, he would have started cursing like a mofo. Say hi to all of Tablo podcast fans.
Hi everyone. This is DJ Tuka.
You know what's amazing? Tuka,
Yeah.
우리 옛날에 휴대폰 가게에서 그 혜정이 처음 봤는데 혜정인지 몰랐을 때 있지. 그 프라다 폰 살 때.
촌스럽다 그랬지.
너가 그거 뭐 하려고 붙이냐고 긁히면 새로 사라고 그런 거 기억나? Yeah, I was just talking shit about you and you called me. All right, bye. I'll call you later, okay? You would actually really like just give up on the chance to like have better lyrics and better melodies just because you want to.
What has your personal experience been like as a musician? Like, I don't know what your like history is with making any like soundtrack.
We did
and stuff.
soundtracks to like Korean dramas, but I think we only did one. Because
what is the like
I
process
said-
for that?
Okay, so I think for the amount of times we were asked to do soundtracks, probably like in the thousands, honestly. But I said no to almost every single project, mostly because, you know, if they just ask me and they're like, "Can you provide a song for this film or for this drama?" and they gave me the like 100% freedom to do it. It's mostly about that. Like I've been offered tons of money. I've been offered like very little money, but the money was never the issue. For me, it's like, do I get complete autonomy to do it? But a lot of times they'll interfere. And I totally understand because it's like the filmmaker, right?
Yeah.
If the filmmaker wants it a certain way, I have to provide. But I'm not very good at doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that I can, you know, give him something that he'll be satisfied with when my autonomy is compromised. So I used to always just say no, but I think I did it a couple times. Many times film directors will ask for a song that I already put out.
Oh, okay.
If they can use it, and I will say yes. If I think the film will benefit from it.
Yeah.
But I rarely say yes.
But because like my thing is like because Korean OSTs is like a big thing.
Yeah.
It really is. Like releases for songs for popular dramas here, it's like a thing that people really pay attention to. And I'm just wondering, like, when they're making the song, whoever they're contacting to record or make the song, is it like it's for this scene or like this theme or this topic? Do they see the show or episode?
Well, they will tell you like it's gonna be for like the love line, or like it's gonna, and you immediately like once you hear the demo, you know exactly what they're trying to go for.
Oh, so they already have something made. That
Most
they
of the
want it to
time
be
they
like-
will,
Oh.
but that was the difficulty that we had because we're like we don't want to just, you know, we're not gonna just rap to your song, right? Like
yeah.
we want to be able to just compose the song all together, and a lot of, you know, I don't want to like spill the tea or anything, right?
Yeah.
The tea is exceptionally good today.
I'm sure everyone has a different experience, but a lot of like drama music side, they don't want you to do that because it's a money issue for them. You know what I mean? Because they have to share credits. And the minute they do that, they're going to have to share royalties. Well, at least a few of the, fairly well-known people that approached me to work with them, they were so, like, they were guarding that royalty thing so harsh at the beginning that I was like, okay, so you would give up on the chance to make a song better, like to make a better song for this drama, just because you want a bigger portion
of the royalties.
Like that just makes absolutely no sense to me,
Yeah.
right?
Especially because if it's like under the thing that the very strong possibility that if you're given that full autonomy, like that song could live a really bigger life and
Yeah.
therefore technically generate more money.
Yeah. And anyways, like, so I would say no when that happens, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, we want you to like rap on it and to make a melody. Oh, actually, we don't want you to make a melody because then we would have to, they're basically saying we would have to share
So they just want you to do like karaoke in a room
composition
for like
royalties.
30 minutes.
And I'm like, just go to someone else then. Why would you come
Yeah.
to a songwriter, like a singer-songwriter to do that? Like, and obviously if I'm gonna be writing a rap, I'm obviously gonna be creating some of the composition. Like, how can I avoid it?
You don't want that K-drama writer to write you a little rap about the love line?
There are moments where there are situations where that has happened too.
Oh, wow.
Where they will send me this really weird rap demo that just would not work.
Like clearly made by someone who doesn't even
Clearly,
do music.
it just is really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so I'm assuming that you want me to redo this entire thing, and they'll be like, no, can you do it this way? And the only logical thing I can think is, okay, so if they're offering an established rapper
Yeah.
a song that they want me to like, make better by having my rap on it,
Yeah.
but they want me to do this horrible rap, the only conclusion I can draw is that they just don't want to split the writing credits with me. And my whole thing was like, you would actually really like just give up on the chance to like have better lyrics and better melodies and just a better song and provide a better experience for the audience just because you want to make a little bit of more money. Like,
That's tea.
I mean,